that and mute all, and then you can unmute yourself if you're muted. If you want to, no, you're temporarily muted.
I think unmute. There we go. Is that working?
Go for it.
Yep, perfect. All right, so I'll probably start from the start of the year actually, because I haven't really seen many of you guys until I think one of the meetings before I left. But basically, I got here, I arrived in Salzburg, I think it was on the 6th of January, and yeah, my counsellor and my first host family, they met me at the airport, and I settled in really quickly. I think the hardest thing probably was trying to incorporate German for the first week or two, because I really did want to speak German, but my host family, I think they really wanted to try and speak English with me, so that was a bit funny trying to communicate that. But my second day, I actually did pretty well. I think I spent half of the day speaking German, which was hard because I only had about maybe a good 100 words in my vocabulary, so that was pretty funny. But yeah, my first family were great. We did so much stuff together. What did I do with them? I went on a 3-day, sort of the equivalent of a camping trip. We went up into the mountains and we went skiing for 3 days, and I had so much fun with them. We went to Munich to visit the family, and I have just had such a good time with them. They've been absolutely amazing. I'm in my second host family at the moment, and their daughter just came back from Australia on exchange. So that's been great. And with the Rotary side of house, my host club over here is amazing. They I don't catch up with them too often. Usually they invite me to meetings and I go whenever they need me to, and that's fine. My connections over here, my families, they're all quite close with my counsellor, and this town's a lot like my town back home, Nowra. Everyone knows everyone. It's really nice. So my first host family, they're actually best friends with the family and my counsellor, and my counsellor's wife works in my first host mum's bookshop. So it's all really interconnected here. It's a really small town, and I'm loving it. It's great. My host club over here, I did my presentation at the start of the year. It was in English because I didn't have enough German, although I did try really hard. I said as much of it in German as I could, but I just didn't have the vocabulary at that point. But they really appreciated it. And I showed up a bucket list, and I didn't realize, but they asked me for the presentation later, and they've actually kept note of it, and they've made it their job to give me as many opportunities as they can so that I can cross off as many of those during my year here. So one of them was to get a traditional Austrian dress. There's basically the more traditional version of the Oktoberfest dress. And I didn't realize at the time, but one of the members of my club here, he actually owns a shop where he makes all of them by hand. So, and usually they cost about 500 euros, which is about $750 back home, which is a fair bit. And he gave me one for free, and it's really nice. I'm able to join in on the town's, like all the traditional festivals and stuff now. I kind of feel like I fit in the town. And yeah, the Rotary side of house, it's been amazing. I've been catching up. I had all my other activities with the other exchange students. I went on Euro tour, I'd say about 2 or 3 months ago now, and that was amazing, like coming from a small town in Australia where, yeah, it's just Australia, and I hadn't really travelled too much before, and we went to France, Italy, Croatia. We skipped through Vatican City, and I just saw so much stuff. I ate so much food. I gained a fair bit of weight in that point, but it was so worth it, like just traveling around with everyone. And the Rotarians on the trip, they were great as well. Like the whole time was really amazing. I would say about a month after that, what did I get up to? We started the summer holidays. So I'm on summer holidays at the moment, so I've got a lot of time free. We are heading down with my host family at the moment. We're heading down to southern Austria for 2 weeks. They have a family house there. It's been amazing. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. And my German has been a journey. It's been really good, actually. I am probably one of the most I don't know, I don't really want to brag about it at all, but I don't know, from what I've heard from the other exchange students, I'm one of the best at speaking German. My English is not very good at the moment, but I only speak German with my host families. I can go out, I can order myself coffee. I can pretty much do the works now, and I even think in German, which is really scary. I'll wake up in the morning and I think in German, and it's a bit coming from a country where language isn't really, it's not that it's not important, but compared to Europe, people don't grow up speaking all these different languages, or we don't really have a lot of languages that you can learn in the school. We don't learn Latin back home or Spanish, so that's been really amazing, just being able to think and speak and just being able to express myself in a second language. I think that's been amazing. Yeah, pretty much up to date at the moment. We have, all the old exchange students, the August to August bunch, they've headed all back home now. And I think over the last weekend or so, we've got in all of our new exchange students. So I'll probably be meeting them sometime next month. We've got a camp coming up. It's in one of the mountains, and I think we're doing some hiking that weekend. But yeah, I think that's pretty much me up until this point in my exchange. It's been amazing. I'm absolutely loving it.
So do we get the impression that you don't like it at all?
I wish I could say that, but I absolutely love it. Like, I don't know. I thought it might have been a little bit harder fitting in here, but I really do. Like, I love it. I fit in here so well.
So we'll run along and just let each ask a question. So Bruce, you go first. You're first on my list.
Okay. Yeah, Olivia, how have you found the school system over there compares with the system here?
I would say it's a lot different. I think they run off the seasons as well, but the actual school system, they are very determined on making sure language is prevalent in the school. They learn here. So in my school, I'm changing schools at the moment because the other school is easier for my host family if I go along with all the kids. But the school that I have been at for the last 6 months, and I think it's Austria-wide, they have learned Spanish, Latin, French, and I think there might be one or two other languages as well that you can choose. The school system, I would say maths, we are behind back home in maths. Like, the stuff that they learn here is so much different to what we learn back home. I have no clue what's on the board. I mean, it's not just because it's in a different language, it's also because I don't have a single clue what's going on, but they assure me it's okay because they don't understand it either. But yeah, it's different. It's different, but I enjoy it. I think it makes me realize back home that yeah, it's just a big difference with languages. I think it would be nice if we could incorporate a bit more into the school system back home. But otherwise, I really enjoy the school system here. Yeah.
Margaret, do you have a question?
Sorry?
Do you have a question?
Yep. How are you, Liv?
Hey, John, how you doing? I'm great.
I'm all good. Yeah. So you've been in contact with any of the other 9710 students? See how they're going?
Our district back home?
Yeah.
No, I have. We've got the girls group going, and they chat every now and then. They'll like flick out a message, and we just all connect up and see how we're doing. It's not exactly a schedule, but every now and then one of the girls will chuck us on video call, so we get to see it. It's a bit hard with different time zones around the world, but the Europe bunch, yeah, we jump on every now and then, and we do Skype calls, and it seems like they're going pretty good. Like, I mean, we've all hit ups and downs, but overall, I think we're having a blast. It's really good.
Good on you.
Oh, that's great.
You realise if you want to borrow the club Zoom to catch up with the others, you're welcome to. We can give you the login and password, and then you can get them all on doing exactly what we're doing now. Or is Skype just as good?
That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I'll chuck it out to them and see what they reckon. But I think that'd be really nice.
Yeah, because we only use it Thursday night, so the rest of the week it's available, and you could just let us know that you've got it in case we've organised something with district, but and then organise meetings and use it to catch up with them all.
That would be really cool. I'll jump on after this and I'll send them a message. But I think that'd just be really cool, just to have something that we can all kind of just get on at the same time and have a chat to.
Yep. Lyndall, do you have a question?
Just wondering how our family here are going without her.
how are your family here going without you? We did invite Amy tonight.
I don't know. I think they're going all right. I think it's been a bit of a shock for all of us how fast it's going. I think Mum thought it might go a bit slower, but we've both said to each other, you know, like 5-6 months in now, and I think it's almost 7 months, but it's gone so quickly, and I think Mum is excited to see me when I get back. But I think, yeah, it's kind of getting real now that I've got maybe about 5 months left. It's coming to the end of my exchange. I think Mum's excited to see me, but at this point, yeah, I think the family are doing good. I chat to them every now and then, and I'd say maybe I Skype them maybe once a month, if that, maybe, yeah, and probably not as often as I should, but I mean, I've been pretty busy over here, but they get that. Like, I jump on with the family, I talk to my auntie, my uncle, and I just kind of spread myself out evenly between the family, the grandparents, and they're doing good.
Okay.
Can I ask another question, Ross?
Yep. Yeah. Work
Bruce?
right on.
Yeah. Olivia, have you been to any concerts or musical events while you're there? Because Salzburg is a pretty amazing place from that point of view.
I did. When was it? It would have been, I would say, about a month and a half now. We went to Salzburg is amazing. Like, they have so many events going on. So we found one that was really cheap actually, and basically it was just a music festival with all DJs and everything, and basically I think it was based off one of the Indian celebrations, but they had all these coloured powder, and basically you just listen to music and people chuck around coloured powder. So I think we all got on the train, we all wore white for the day, and we came back and we were just colour everywhere, and it was really fun.
Yeah, we celebrate Collie in Canberra as well, so because my friends at work all bring in the thing, and work ends up covered with red and yellow chalk and all that type of stuff. So
yeah, it was
hobbies
absolutely crazy.
There, like collecting
hobbies. In the summer, I think it's been a bit harder, but in winter, I skiing. Skiing has been my thing over here. I picked it up. I picked it up really quickly. So I think my first month when I got here, every single weekend my host family took me skiing, and they bought me a skiing pass, and I've still got that at the moment. So I think when winter kicks back up, I will definitely go skiing again. But we had a week-long a skiing course in one of the nearby towns. And by the end of the week, the start of the week, I was a bit, I'm still learning it. By the end of the week, I would keep up with the Canadians. So I was pretty proud of myself.
Yeah.
Well, being in Australia,
pretty good. It's pretty good. And I've also been doing my last host sister. She doesn't do it too often, but we went, I would say, for about a month there. We were going every Monday horse riding, and that was completely different. And I don't do that back home, so it was completely different, and I really enjoyed it.
So does your current family have sisters as well?
So I have 2 younger sisters. Actually, no, not 2 younger sisters. One, she's the exact same age as me, and she just got back from her exchange in Australia. I think she misses it a bit. And another, I think she's turning 14 tomorrow. Johanna, she's amazing. Like, my whole family, this host family has been awesome. And another little brother who I think he looks 12, but I would probably say he's 10. He's called Nicholas, and like, just the family and just having the siblings. Like, I did have a bit of contact with my sister when she was in Australia, and I think it was kind of always, I had nothing against my last host family. Like, they were amazing. They did so much stuff for me, but I was always just that little bit excited just to come into this family, and it's definitely delivered. I'm loving it. Like, they take me out with their friends, and just the 2 sisters here, they're really close, and they just add me in on everything, and they speak German with me, and it's amazing, yeah.
That's really good.
What's the best food you've eaten there since you got there?
What was that, sorry?
What was the best food you've eaten since you got there?
Oh, food in Austria. That's a really hard question because the food has been amazing. Like, I think I'm gonna have to take like a whole suitcase back with me. But I don't even know where to start. I would say I have eaten a lot of schnitzel since I've been here, and our schnitzel back home is not that good. I think my cooking skills have definitely gone up here. I would say they have another thing as well. It's like pancakes, but they're a lot thicker and they're kind of, I don't know how to explain it. They call it Kaiserschmarrn, and it's basically like scrambled pancakes, and they are so good. What else do we have? There's so much traditional Austrian food. I'll have to maybe when we I don't know, maybe I have to come on to one of the Christmas meetings or something that the E Club have got going on, and I'll bring some with me because my host family, they've made sure that I can cook everything Austrian. I'll go back home, I'll whiz in the kitchen, so it's been good.
Maybe you need to bring home a recipe book, but cook from Australia over there.
I have cooked, I would say now, a good 3 pavlovas. I've done 3 pavlovas and my host family love it. Pavlovas has been the thing over here. Like, my host family absolutely, like, we made a double batch pavlova the other night, and I told my host mum, I said, it's going to be really big. I think it's going to be too big. She said, no, we're hungry. It's fine. So we had a pavlova that I would probably say it was about that big. It was ridiculous, but somehow they managed to all eat it, and it tasted really good. What else have I made? I made a lemon delicious 2 times. I didn't actually, the recipe, I kind of stuffed it up a bit, but my host family absolutely loved it. They made me make it another time, and I would just say recipes from my family back home, and I cook a lot here. Especially in this family, they make me cook almost every day because they just love my cooking, which is really nice. And I don't know. I think we've had a good intake on Australian food in Austria. It's been good.
So what have you missed from Australia?
Pardon?
What have you missed from Australia?
I would say the beaches. I think Margaret and John know the beaches down our way. They're definitely something else. I've missed that a lot. I've missed being able to. That's another thing I've noticed as well, that in the lakes here, it's a lot harder to swim because there's no salt water. And I mean, the water's amazing. It's my 2 lakes nearby. I think they're about 20 minutes by bike, and they're drinking water, and you can swim in it. But it's so much harder to actually have to like swim now. And back home, I kind of just float. But I've missed the beaches a lot, and I think the other big thing is my family. I think I just miss my family and the beaches, and I'd say maybe Sydney. The cities here are so different back home, like compared to back home. They're just so modern back home, and here everything's so old and it's traditional, and it's I think it took me by surprise a bit seeing I've been to Linz, Vienna, been to Salzburg, Graz. I was right near Switzerland for I think a day, and just the cities, the buildings here, it's completely different. Like back home is so modern and everything's so new technology, and here it's all kind of old, and it's a big change.
Right.
Margaret, did you have a question?
How much chocolate have you been eating?
I would like to say I don't have any in my room right now, but I have about 2 blocks in my room right now, and I eat so much chocolate. I think it was worse at the start of exchange because I just got introduced to it, but I would easily just walk to the corner shop and grab myself like a block of chocolate about that big and just eat it by myself. Like, the chocolate here is so good.
You're doing a lot of exercise to keep fit and trim.
I try. I do try. This family has been great. My host sister, she just came back from Australia, so she's got all of her exchange weight, and I think she's trying to lose it. So her motivation, I don't have the motivation to go bike riding with her every day at 6 o'clock in the morning, but I make myself do it anyways because it's probably a good thing to try and work off all that chocolate and the food I've been eating. But and it's good bonding time as well. Like, she loves bike riding and swimming, and so yeah, I just do it with her, and I just never say no.
That's good.
Oh, that's great.
German or English with her?
I think that's been something hard. Is she speaks her Australian English is amazing. Like I have no clue how she learned the dialect so quickly over there. And honestly, like I speak English with her, and it's like speaking to my best friend back home. Like she's got the accent, she's got the slang, she has everything. Like it's amazing. And sometimes I would say our conversations are mish. Like it's half German, half English. Like we will be talking about something, and then I'll see something or I'll hear someone saying something in German, and then we flip over to German. Like, and it doesn't affect my German actually. It's really good for me to be able to switch constantly between languages, because that was something that was a bit hard with my last host family. I only spoke German with them, so it's been good experience.
Oh, that's great, Olivia. That's really great. So glad you're doing it.
Yeah, I'm so happy I chose to do it. Like, I don't know. I think there was a bit of me back home before I left that I was a bit scared to do it, but yeah, I'm so happy I did it. Like I've met so many people over here, and I've done so many different things, and sometimes I was talking to my host sister about this. Sometimes you don't really realize it until you look back at all the photos and you realize that you've been to 5 different countries, and it's something that you can never do back home.
That's right.
Yeah, you could try.
Yeah, great experience.
Yeah, awesome.
No, that's terrific. Yeah, I'm so pleased it's all working out so well for you. It's really, really good to hear. And
Can I ask a quick question about school? How are you getting on at school?
School is, so the last school that I was at, I'm not going to say it was easy. The people in Austria, they're really reserved. I don't know, I went probably a good 2 months where I would try and kind of insert myself in the conversation. And just because the people are so reserved, you don't get a bad intake from it, but it's almost as though, I didn't really have a lot of people talk to me in the first few months because they want me to do the talking, and I think that's definitely something a big difference culture-wise, compared to back home. Our exchange students, they get treated like royalty. Like, you're having an exchange student in the school back home. It's something really, really exciting. But we have, in my other class that I was in for 6 months, we have 2 Croatians, 2 Bosnians, I think 2 girls from Czech as well. And so I don't know, just the whole thing is kind of worldly. So it was, it's just like, oh, they have an Australian in the mix. Like, so I think I would have to say that was a bit hard. But being with my host sisters now, like, yeah, they're all their friends. I went out yesterday. We went and sat by the sea, and we had a barbecue yesterday. And I think a lot of people here, they make friends outside of school. School here, I wouldn't want to say that students in Australia, they don't learn back home, but we definitely muck up in the class a lot, at least in my class. And so here, I would say school is definitely a place of learning and not really socializing. And that was something really different.
Are you going to be able to bring anything back so that it makes life easier in grade 12, or what are you planning on doing when you get home? Has anything changed?
No, not really. I got in touch with my school the other day, and Mum did for me, and she sent through everything. So I've got all my subject selections done, and I'll pretty much just be slotting back into school like I would have when I left. I would say my look at school is now different. I pretty much just want to get in there and just study hard and get it done, I suppose, so I can, go travel again. But yeah, I don't know. It hasn't really changed too much from when I was before I left. I suppose I'm just a different person now, so I think it's yeah, my motivation and my way of going about it is different.
More responsible, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think
Hope so.
most kids come back and say, let's just get this year 12 out of the way. We know where we're going, you know what you're trying to do and trying to achieve, and you can do that now.
And you're getting much better than you ever would have done before.
Yeah, that's for sure. And especially with languages as well. Like, I'm looking at taking German when I get back, and I think I do. Yeah, that's another thing as well. I think before I left, I studied Indonesian for 3 years, and I always knew that, I love language and I love studying languages. And learning another language, like having another language under my belt it's so much fun, and I think that's probably something that I will go for in university. And I think this year has just kind of set it in concrete. So I have chosen all my subjects now, and we'll probably just be looking at getting my school stuff done as fast as I can, and just getting onto university and just learning more languages. Hopefully, I'd like to learn some Spanish and maybe go do another year in South America. I think that would be kind of cool.
Well, we've been lucky. We've just had 2 Brazilian exchange students, one after the other, last and first, and both of them are Portuguese. But I'm sure that there will be opportunities for you to pick up more languages. So hopefully, but I think you've learnt that 6 months in a country is enough to pick up the local language, isn't it?
For sure. And what was it? I got told the other day by, I think it was one of the girls in town, and she said that there's a lady here who she originally came from England, and she's been living here for 20 years. She's got a family with one of the local men here, and she said that in 20 years, she found it really hard to learn German, but in 20 years is basically the equivalent of what I can speak in 6 months. And she said it's amazing. So it's I wouldn't say German's been easy. German grammar has been killer. It's so different from English, the structure and everything. And even sometimes still, like I just have days I wake up and I'm like, okay, German's not my thing today, like I still speak it, but I'm just a bit behind. But yeah, it's been amazing just being able to think and being able to express myself in a language that, I had no knowledge about 6-7 months ago.
Okay. Right.
Well, congratulations on picking up German.
Yeah.
Thanks.
German speakers in Australia.
That's it. It's been another notch in the belt. It's really good.
And always remember, Liv, that it's cheaper to do university in some of those European countries than back here.
That is true. I have been looking into that as well. I think that would be Germany. They've got some really good stuff going on. So I might end up going studying in Germany again. Not again, but just studying, being around the German language.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Come back. When do we see you back in Australia?
I head back on the 4th of January.
Okay.
And yeah, I would say that I'll probably get settled back in, and then yeah, I'm not sure. Whenever we have a meeting going on, I'll probably jump on and just give you guys a rundown of how it's all been.
That would be great.
Yeah.
It would be.
So what time is it there for you? In the morning, is it?
It's just about 10 minutes before 1 in the afternoon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's good. Oh.
Yeah.
No,
And I
so
assume
good
it's
to
slightly
see.
warmer than here too.
It is. I think Austria has kind of taken me by surprise. It is extremely humid over here.
What's the daily temperature at the moment?
At the moment, we've had a heat wave in Europe. So it's been about 36 on average, which is really hot over here.
That's drying out the lakes too, I gather.
Yeah, there was a bushfire in Poland the other day, I think. I've been able to read the newspapers now. It's been awesome. Yeah, it's been really hot over here.
So we're enjoying about 26 degrees up in Queensland at the moment, so a bit better than down in Canberra.
And we're getting 15 to 17 in Canberra, and Norm and Judy are in Melbourne. So we've got a real multi-state group tonight.
All over.
All over.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
I think everyone's trying to
That's
avoid
really
the
cool.
Canberra weather.
Yeah.
Olivia, make sure you
I
get
have been
your
checking the Canberra
fill
weather. It looks
of
really
the
cold.
Sound of Music and things like that. Make sure you get to the Sound of Music tour and come back and warbling the Sound of Music tours. That's good fun.
Oh, I will for sure. I've already been to the palace where it was filmed.
Yep.
And I got a shot outside the pavilion. I've ticked that box. I've ticked that box for sure.
Yes, it's a very funny tour. Great fun. Yeah.
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 It's interesting though. The people in Austria don't know very much about it at all. Apparently, the film didn't
No,
go to Austria.
Wasn't
No.
released.
no,
Yeah.
they really don't. It's like what my host did. He gave me a good equivalent the other day. It's like Crocodile Dundee of Australia.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
But, yeah, these people they have no idea, and yeah, I think where I live about 15 minutes. I think it's 2 train stops from one of the. I would probably say it's the third most famous place in Austria, and the people here, you know, they kind of just leave the town to the tourists. They're like, okay, well the tourists go there, and we have our own spots, and it's very Austria needs tourism, but they kind of it's they just have no idea of they know how beautiful Austria is, but it's just I think it takes them by surprise when, you know, they see so many people and they want to come here and they want to see Austria, and it's it's different for sure compared to back home, like for tourism and everything here.
Mm.
So how many European countries have you visited so far?
Well, I still have more to check off the list, but I have been to, where do we go? I have been to Italy, I've been to France, I've been to Croatia, I drove through Slovenia, into Germany. I'm going to Germany again in October. We're doing a city tour. I'll go to Czech Republic. I've been to Switzerland. We spent a week in Switzerland. That was amazing. Had the best chocolate there, and like the people there, they just buy so much cheese. It's like almost a daily thing. They just go in and buy like 5 blocks of cheese, and it's crazy. Where else have I been to? I think that's about it at the moment. But my host family and my host sisters, they want to do a bit more traveling while it's summer holidays. So we'll see. But yeah, so far that's I don't know, 4 or 5 countries at the moment. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's really
Great fun.
Okay, does anyone have any other questions?
I think you've done well.
I think you've done well, Olivia.
Awesome.
Good to see you looking good. Yeah.
And I think we're very lucky to be an e-club and be able to contact you halfway through the year and find out that you're still alive, healthy, maybe a bit heavier, and enjoying yourself. It's been really good.
But you're looking just as good as you were when you left.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's so good to see you guys again. And I think just having the opportunity to just be able to jump on Skype and just see you all again is really nice. And yeah, I'll have to do it again sometime. And I don't know, we'll see how we go. But yeah, no, it's been awesome just to jump on and tell you guys where I'm at. And I mean, you guys seem to be doing your own stuff. I mean, we've got people in Canberra, Queensland, Melbourne. I mean, yeah, it's nice that we can all kind of come together for a bit.
And you haven't had yet?
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Well, thank you very much for the night. Because Lyndall's throat is off, does anyone have any other business that they want to bring up? Otherwise, we can make it a short meeting and catch up next fortnight.
Can I just get somebody to approve some payments I've made through the...
I have. I approved them at lunchtime.
Excellent.
And I just wanted to tell Margaret that 2 new Dream Cricket kits are arriving at our place on Monday. And we also have an offer from one of the women at Gerringong Club to buy another school kit. So we have one that we can figure out who to give it to. She will buy for us, which is good. So
yeah,
we've got our ears.
The school kit from that grant was for Vincenti High.
Yes, I know that. And the other one was for us.
Yeah. Judy, we probably need to contact Megan.
Yeah.
About that. Megan. Yeah. Did I send you her contact details?
I'm not sure. I'll have to check, but I can find them, I'm sure. Okay.
I can send it to you again.